Hello and welcome to Tuesday Newsday, the only place that you could get the entire week's worth of VR news in one sweet little package. This week for Indie Dev Spotlight, I have an awesome new MMO that you could try out today, so make sure you stay tuned until the end for that. To kick the day off strong, Valve cancels its virtual link cable for the Valve Index, and honestly, this is a huge shame. If you don't know what the virtual link is, or at least what it was supposed to be the new standard for PC to VR connections. In the Index's case, the single cable would essentially get rid of the need for the USB 3.0, display port, and the power adapter that you have to plug into the wall, and it replaces that with a single connection of the USB-C variety. Of course, while that is still not wireless, it would be awesome to free up all of those cables and have the entire headset connect using only a single cable. Well, this virtual link adapter has been cancelled, and everyone that ordered one has been issued a refund. Now, I could kind of see why. The only cards that support virtual link are the newest NVIDIA RTX cards, so even though I totally wanted this, I wouldn't even be able to use it with my 1080 Ti. This is what Valve had to say about the cancellation. Quote, "The adapter cable was originally meant to provide added convenience for Valve Index users, making it so that they could rely on a single USB connection to the headset rather than requiring separate physical connections for video, USB, and power. However, for multiple technical reasons, we no longer believe that the product would deliver that added convenience. Foremost on that list is reliability. Our current testing indicates the VR connection may fail to establish in a reliable manner. Additionally, virtual link technology has not been widely adopted by manufacturers, laptops in particular, where a single connection could be the most beneficial, translating to very few PCs having viable ports for the connection." End quote. So even though I wouldn't have been able to use virtual link until I upgraded, I was still super excited that the VR industry was moving in the direction of a standardized single connection in the future. Unfortunately, this seems like a step back. I mean, if it doesn't work or it's not worth it at the time, I guess it's better just to come clean and cancel the whole project than deal with the backlash of a $40 cable that doesn't work. I guess you could say USB see you later. Next, we have a possible price leak on the HTC VIVE COSMOS. So I have been pretty hyped about this headset for a variety of reasons, mainly because on paper the specs look pretty awesome, and if the price is right, well, it would be a great option for people wanting to get a headset somewhere in between a Rift S and an Index. So a UK retailer accidentally listed the Cosmos up for sale for £699. Now, if you directly convert that into US currency, that looks like it comes up to a whopping $850 US. Yeah, really not that far from that confirmed less than $900, right? However, if we were to take the current market and look at the Rift S, for example, which costs £400 in the UK and also costs $400 stateside, it could lead us to believe that the Cosmos may just launch for $699. Now, I've already made my stance clear that I think the HTC VIVE COSMOS needs to be around the $500 to $600 price range to be super competitive with the Rift S, so if this is true, it does not meet that mark. While yes, you do get a few extra features and a higher resolution than the Rift S, it's really just a tad bit too expensive to directly compete. We really could be getting a date or official drop any day now, as HTC has announced that the Cosmos will receive a Q3 2019 release. But HTC has also explicitly said that they have no comment on the price rumor and will have more information soon. I will be buying one to review here, so if you want to hold on for that to see if it's worth it around that time, make sure you hit that sub button to stay notified. Also, a bit of news regarding HTC that hasn't really been covered much is Viveport and its new streaming feature. Essentially, you could run any PC VR game or app wirelessly to something like a Vive Focus Plus. This is super sweet because this presents a new and pretty affordable way to get into PC VR, and not to mention wirelessly. This has to have something to do with HTC Cosmos as well, right? They do say they plan on eventually offering 5G streaming services to pretty much cloud compute your VR games and play anywhere, but that's even further into the future. These services are launching early Q4 2019, and the prices are $12.99 a month or $8.99 if you pay yearly, and this gives you access to more than 2,000 VR applications. Sweet. Next, let's go back on something that I covered before. Remember when I said that Apple canceled their 8K VR project? Well, it looks like some sort of other VR or AR project is still happening, because Apple has put out job listings for quite a few positions specializing in the VR and AR industry, from AR and VR software engineers to UI developers, software developers, and many more. it would appear that Apple isn't quite out of the AR and VR race just yet. Also, I might mention that the page was quickly taken down, which points to this whole thing being pretty hush-hush. Now onto gaming news. No Man's Sky Beyond, the expansion that adds full VR support, is releasing on August 14th. Now, I'm sure that you have already heard of what No Man's Sky is about, but in case you are not aware, it's a persistent universe sandbox game that has you explore the galaxy with the ultimate goal of reaching the center. This game initially had huge hype and failed to deliver, but the developers have spent the past couple years adding tons of free updates, and I can personally vouch for the game that if you are into this kind of chill exploration game, it is well worth the price. Especially now that on August 14th, we are getting full VR support. And something awesome is that the day that No Man's Sky drops with the Beyond update, it will immediately become the biggest and highest budget VR game in history. So if you're looking for that next big game, I'd say pick it up. Along with VR support, the Beyond update comes packed with revamped online framework, quote, radical new social and multiplayer experiences, which empowers players everywhere in the universe to meet and play together, end quote. So yeah, I'd say go for it if you've been bored with your current games. This is a big one. More about online VR games, Nostos, the beautiful VR MMORPG, has announced a Q4 release window. Now, whether this is for the full game or just the beta, I have no idea. I honestly wasn't prepared or even aware that the game was anywhere close to release, as the last time I had seen it, it looked promising, but was definitely unfinished and needed polish. So the game looked like a bit of a mess a year ago, but hey, a year's a long time to work on core features, so we'll definitely have to see where this lands. I'm all about the project, and we'll just have to wait a few more months. Now, in terms of the big boy games, Respawn has announced that their AAA VR FPS will be showcased along with a playable demo at OC6. Of course, I will try to get into OC6, but I kind of doubt that that's gonna happen. We literally have zero information on the game or what it is about, or whether it's even in a new IP, but at least we know when this info will drop. Respawn is a game studio under EA, unfortunately, but they seem to be like one of the few good ones that Electronic Arts hasn't completely destroyed. So far, they have released Titanfall, Titanfall 2, Apex Legends, and are working on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And of course, this unnamed VR game coming soon. I have enjoyed all of Respawn's games so far, but I really hope this isn't just some on-rail shooter or dumbed down Titanfall short experience, and that it's a full game. Of course I want to get hyped about this, but we have literally zero information. I just don't want to get too excited and have my little heart be broken. Of course, this game will launch as an Oculus exclusive, but hey, Revive and the Pirate Bay. And of course, now it's time for the Indie Dev Spotlight. Now these are the kind of devs and publishers that you really should consider supporting. And of course, the mandatory disclaimer. This is not a sponsored advertisement. I have received a key, but that is for playtest purposes and quality assurance. This segment is simply to highlight games that I have noticed or that the devs have reached out to me and I think are kick-ass projects. This game is currently under development and is not totally indicative of the final product. Okay, well now that that is out of the way, this is Neon Exile by Mythical City Games, yet another VR MMO that has amazing promise. Man, if you are into MMOs, VR seems like the place to be right now. From the Steam store page, build, climb, explore, and fight back against a robotic threat in an open-world persistent MMO created from the ground up for VR. I played the demo, which is available for download right now, and it's super fun. Currently, what is playable is a time challenge to complete a climbing course, and yeah, I see some good things in this game's future. I like the visual style, and the beta release is coming really soon for this game, so as always, check out their Steam store page and wishlist the game or try out the demo. Links are in the description. Projects like this are always worth giving a go because this one seems pretty ambitious but actually has a playable demo out there, which is more than a lot of games. Alright, well that's the news. Next week, same time, same place. You know that I would love to see you around again. Don't forget to like this video if you loved it, subscribe if you want more of this, and hit that freaking bell if you just can't live without it. Much love, Thrill out.